about the final area that is so critical to optimal fitness, and that is flexibility. Now, I'm bringing back out this freak athlete, it's called, machine that I showed you a little bit earlier. And I'm actually on what's called a Nordic Hyper. And I don't have it all the way down because it'd be too much for me to try to do. I'm still trying to work my way up. But this is really a way of stretching my hamstrings out. But I want you to understand this really is kind of strength training too, because it's kind of strengthening my hamstrings. But I like to look at the flexibility too, because I feel like it's causing me to stretch. It's such a unique workout. I'm gonna show you how this goes in just a minute, the best that I can for today. But I want you to understand that flexibility is so important. I love actually making sure I stay flexible and limber. I love listening to Bruce Lee as he talks about the difference between, something that is like a hard wooden, stick or something versus a bamboo that is flexible and you can move, and keeping your body fluid. Even martial arts or anything you do is about fluid movement, right? Staying fluid, being more like water, being able to adapt and to move. And when you have flexibility, if you run, if you go somewhere, if you do something, or if you're playing a sport, whatever you do, your body can adjust and adapt. It's one of the biggest things that stop you from getting injured. And so still out there playing basketball, and I have to stretch now. I have to stretch before, I have to stretch after, and do things that actually push my body to be more limber, more elastic, so that if I, have something happen, my body can actually adjust to it. So, I want to tell you about one of my favorite things to actually do the, cardio. But before doing that, let me tell you about this Nordic Hyper. Now, this is just explosive. And I got this machine because it works on kind of unorthodox things that actually really take your athleticism to another level. Now, when you think about this though, I have my feet kind of locked into this machine. And now, what I'm able to do, having my feet all locked in, is I can brace myself and I'm able to come down only using my hamstrings, right? So right now, this is really pulling my hamstrings. I'm going down, and I catch myself, come back up, pulling my hamstring. Now I'm kind of doing this because I need to do this more and kind of work up. I got this equipment not long ago. I'm trying to get better and better and better at it, but I'm going down. You can see this here, taking as much as I can, then I catch myself, then I pull myself back up, trying to use my hamstrings, being really careful. And it's something about this type of flexibility when you're moving and you're stretching your body out. I'm not only building muscle, but I'm increasing my flexibility. Now, along with stretching, which is probably the number one thing, is just stretching. And I do so much stretching. Some of you out there that think that, stretching is no big deal. I remember I came out and I found out my tonal actually has exercises that is more like, require stretching, like, Pilates and all these other things. I said, let me just do this thing. It's supposed to be for stretching or whatever. And I did it. And I was out there shaking and stuff. And it was some pose. I said, this is crazy. So you come to find out what you think is easy is not so easy. And you start finding out, like, there's a reason sometime, it was amazing to me to find out some of my pressure that I felt in my knees was because of my hips, and some things with my hips tied to my shoulders. Your body's just all connected. And so when you get things more flexible, it allows you to really, really to be, able to handle things better in your body. Now, this has got to be a metaphor for life, right? Because if you're not flexible, if you're not adaptable, if you don't know how to go with things and adapt to things that change and happen, you won't be able to be, very, very happy with life, because life keeps moving, it keeps changing, it keeps adjusting. So learning how to do that mentally all starts with doing it physically, being willing to stretch yourself, being more elastic, and learning how to apply that to life where we can adapt and we can adjust.